Here is a man who needs no other introduction other than the next President of the United States. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you very much. This is a bit overwhelming, believe me. This is wonderful. You know, a few months ago, matter of fact, somebody this evening told me that last summer he suggested I do this, and I was very, very reluctant, and I hinted in no way that I was planning to do it, nor did I really want to do it. And a few months after that, then others came to me and they kept talking about it. And the truth is I had been very, very reluctant, and it wasn't that I was reluctant about our message, because I think our message is powerful, but I really wasn't sure whether I was the right person to do it, and eventually I said, yes, I will. We'll see, and we'll find out if there's anybody out there. I think of the people who believe in true freedom in the way I think of the remnant. And evidently, you know, they say the remnant was out there and nobody could count them and they didn't know where they were and you can't find them, but the remnant will find you and find us. So it looks to me like the remnant is large and growing. You know, isn't it strange? Let's for a minute assume, which it shouldn't be too great of an assumption, that I defend the Constitution more so than the rest of those have. But isn't it interesting also that the establishment figures the one who most defends the Constitution has to be eliminated from the debates? What's going on in this country? You know, I'm not going to ask, but I do know that there are a few people in here who are not traditional Republicans. Some call themselves independent. Some call themselves libertarians. Some call themselves even Democrats. There may be some Democrats here. Now, the art of politics is to bring people together. It's not to be divisive. When you're running for an office, if you're overly pure in the sense of, you know, you have to agree A, B, C, D, you have to bring coalitions together. There's no doubt about it. And there are several groups of people that make up an electorate that I think are important this time. I think at the top of the list of the people who are looking for leadership in this country today are dealing with the complications from a very, very flawed foreign policy. And if we look at what happened in the election last year, I think the message was loud and strong that they're sick and tired of the consequences of the foreign policy that we have, and they're looking for something new and different. And, quite frankly, anybody on the Democratic side that really has answered the call to come around and have a different foreign policy, because it looks to me like it's more of the same thing. I think that issue brings a lot of people together. All the various political factions will come together, and right now it looks like probably about 70% of the country is now looking for a different policy, especially in the Middle East, and readjust that. On economic policy, it is something that if you ask almost 100% of the Americans whether they believe in the free enterprise system, you know what? Most Americans believe in the free enterprise system. Too often what happens is, yes, I believe in free enterprise for myself, but for everybody else, but I like special privileges for myself. So, but really believe in free enterprise, you have to believe in market competition for everybody, and nobody gets subsidies. A lot of times they think subsidies and welfare goes to poor people. Yeah, there's some welfare that goes to poor people, but sometimes I think they're crumbs. The real big welfare in the system that we have goes to the military-industrial complex and the big banks. That's where it goes. But the market economy should bring people together, especially when it's realized that the system that we have today is ripping off the middle class and the poor. They're the ones who suffer from the inflation and the regulations and all the government interference. So that to me is an issue that brings people together. One person once told me not too long ago, I think it was said on television, they said, well, you ought to run as a Democrat. And I said, well, why should I run as a Democrat? I'm the most conservative member of the Congress. I said, So they get twisted up. They don't know how to label those of us who believe in liberty, because liberty is really pervasive. It's beneficial to everybody. It's not beneficial to special groups. So if you can vote for less money. Now there's some very well-known liberal individuals in this country who are coming out and supporting our campaign, which is very interesting. You would say, well, liberals don't like, they like big spending and all. But why would they be coming out and endorsing our campaign now? Quite frankly, because of foreign policy and attacking special interests for the rich and the benefits. So this is a tremendously powerful message. And there's another element that should bring people together, and that is the concept of personal individual liberty. Personal liberty is not a special interest. It's the only interest that really counts. See, I don't like to think of rights being group rights. Not to defend anybody, but I don't see things like women's rights and minority rights and all this. I just don't think that's possible. Rights are given to individuals. I personally have a belief they come from our Creator. And